this is an honor.
Brendan, tribe has spoken.
Yep.
Sorry about that, buddy.
It's all good.
Time for you to go.
Good luck, guys. Yeah.
All right, so the first thing you said as you're walking out and walking down after saying food
Food, yeah.
was merge boot.
Yep.
Did you think it was coming?
No, not at all. But, you know, hindsight is 2020. I definitely was having probably more conversations than I should have. You know, coming into this game, my whole goal was to really play up the kid, play up my adolescence. But, you know, it's just not who I am. I can't, it's you know, this is my first time ever trying to really go into a social setting and try and be somebody who I'm not. And, you know, it really taught me that in Survivor, you have no other choice other than to just be who you are. So for me, I don't think I would ever realistically be able to play a game where I can dumb myself down because I'm too into it, man. I love this game, you know?
Well, there's the intellectual side, but you also talked, even on day one when we first talked,
Yeah.
you were talking about, I'm going to sandbag a little bit.
Yeah, and oh man, I mean the first immunity challenge, every time I went up to one of those people, I said, just tell me I'm wrong, I'm throwing this shit. You know, incorrect, and I'm sprinting back out like, you know, huff and puff and hoping these guys aren't, you know, coming after me. I'm sure it probably came down to my scheming and my, you know, my talking and the little subtle conversations that sketched people out, but I still am really curious why they would go for me over David, Bobby, or Austin, because Austin just got 3 advantages in individual immunities. You know, so I'm sure whatever it was, it must have been a pretty big reason, or I don't know.
What were you hoping was going to happen? So you're coming into this, so what
yeah,
were the pieces you were putting into place?
I went right up to Julia right after this because I could tell her and Sam were always button heads. So I said, look, if we want a chance in this game, like me and you, like you need to flip with us right now because all these physical threats in this 8 are going to, they're not going to, you know, we're not going to beat them. They're not going to let us go with them. She said, you know, I've been thinking a lot about that. I think you're right. She said, I'm on board if you can get one more. And then Anthony was standing right there and I was just like, I know you talked about Justin earlier. What do you think? And he said, let's do it. So I came in here not knowing what the hell was going to happen, but I was hoping that I could at least get 2 people to flip.
So given that you mentioned Bobby and David, the fact that they weren't targeted and you were, does that make the wheels start spinning like what they're up to?
You know, I don't think anybody, if somebody on my alliance voted for me, then good on them. They got me before I got them. So that's the way the game is played. But I think coming into it, all 5 of us knew that we had to vote together or else we didn't really have a shot in this tribal. Maybe I was the easy off for the team. Like, if you guys want to get off Brendan, then we're good with that. We'll go 4-4-4. And you know what? That's fair. That's part of the game.
So given that, okay, there's 4 of them left. It's 4-4-4 now.
Yeah.
Do you think with your departure, it suddenly becomes a different game for them, that it might be a little more fluid?
I think Ezeka's going to win this. I really do. I seriously am convinced. I think the other 2 tribes, since we've merged, have been so, you know, gung-ho on getting us out that they're going to really start scaring each other. And I think that's when we're going to creep up from behind. You know, that's my hope, obviously. Of course, I want the people I started with to win. Yeah.
So who's the best at creeping?
Austin, man, that guy's a genius. Austin is I mean, I've never seen a more calm, collected, like, yeah, man, whatever you want to do. Like, he never panicked. He never had that moment where it's, you know, is it me? Do I have to throw a name out there? He just, the most patient, calm, yeah, I'm rooting for Austin. He was my final 2, so of course I'm rooting for him. Yeah.
That started day 1?
Yeah, day 1, we, you know, right in the woods. How old are you, man? 24. Oh, I'm 19, bro. I'm kind of out here alone. Pair up, man. Let's do this. Let's take it to the end. And then every day, you know, we'd have a few minutes alone where we're, you know, we got this, dude. Obviously, we don't got this anymore because I'm sitting here, but.
So, if it's not, Ezeka's going to win. All right.
Let's
just say Ezeka's going to win. Who's their biggest opposition? Who are the biggest hurdles? What's going to stand in their way?
Justin is a schemer, man. Straight out of the gate. We're walking to the challenge, and I saw him talk to 3 separate people from all 3 different tribes, and I'm thinking, like, how is he not, like, scared that he's going to get, the can? It was probably because I was getting the can instead of him. But, yeah, I think Justin's a really big schemer. I can see him, if he can really find his footing in the merge, I think that he'll go the distance.
All right. So setting aside the game part of it, although obviously the game continues for you because it's the jury.
King of Ponderosa, never forget that.
What, well, let's talk about King of Ponderosa. What, as people start coming in and joining you, what do you, after you find out, like, what the hell happened to me?
Yeah.
What, how are you steering conversations?
All right, well, here's what I'll say, is that everybody loves Survivor. Everybody here is out here because they have a certain love for the game. They were willing to, I got asked so many times, what do you get if you win? And I said, oh no, I'm donating to play. Like, it's the exact opposite. So anybody who's out here has a strict passion for this game. So I really think being the first one on the jury, I want to set a tone that is, let's respect good gameplay. Let's not come in here and try and tarnish anybody, because I know in past seasons of Real Survivor, there's, so much lobbying that goes on in Ponderosa. But man, this is meant to be fun. Like, if you can't win, let's all just be realistic. Let's just vote for the best player. So I know there's a lot of different criteria that goes into that for a lot of different people, but I think from a Survivor game stance, there's a lot that most people can agree on that is, like, worth a winning game. All
right. So setting the game aside for a moment and just talking about the experience.
Yeah.
You applied, got in, you prepared, you arrived, got to the merge, King of Ponderosa.
Couldn't have asked for a better experience. If you're watching this and you've never applied, never played, and you want to go out on an adventure and try something new, this is something that is so special. You can't find this anywhere else. You're either on Survivor or you're on this. That's it. So if you want the experience of a lifetime, take a week off work, get to it. It's fun. You will love it.
He's right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It always goes towards a good cause. So
thank you.
Yeah, of course.
You brought it.
Yeah.
Professionals, game, loved it. Can't say any more because you're still playing a role in the game.